then. Welcome back. I am quite astonished with what I'm seeing right now and what everybody is seeing currently as we look at Bitcoin on the daily. We lost 100K and it's not stopping from there. It did break below the 50-day moving average here on the daily chart. Now it's down here on TradingView, negative 3.48%, and lost about a good chunk. We're talking about where was let's see, 2.1 trillion, now down to 1.93 trillion USD. So that's a good chunk of billions lost in 3 days. And it looks pretty nasty to me, in my opinion. And not only that, but I also noticed that during aftermarket hours, we should just say towards the end of aftermarket hours on Friday, SPY also took a huge dumperooskies, and that's including what happened right after 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, from as high as 6:09, big sell-off, all the way to as low as 6:0104, then with a little pop afterwards. But after market hours consolidated, and then all of a sudden after 6:15 p.m. Eastern time, we just seen this sell-off. And as time went by and it went closer to the end of aftermarket hours, then we've seen this huge sell-off here. I do not know if I can be able to go back and find out. I think I can. Just give me one moment. But it had closed at 598.98, so it lost that 600 level. And you can definitely see here on the time and sales how much of it was dropping here. Big numbers here. We got a couple of 500s, 200s, 300s, and yeah, look at that, 1,500, 1,000 shares. Just kept dropping, and then I'm here thinking, okay, well, if that's the case, then then Bitcoin crypto would probably continue to follow that trend into the weekend. And where was Friday? And I'm doing this uncut. I'm not editing anything. I'm just gonna play it how it is here. So here, as you know, that crypto is tied to the markets in general. You can see it all happen the same exact time. As a matter of fact, if I do this, it's probably even better, because then you can actually see the difference and the comparisons to how this was all playing out in general. So you can see it here playing out. Now, even though it started selling off afterwards here, you can see that Bitcoin had a continuation of consolidation throughout half of the weekend. And then you have from Saturday afternoon with the sell-off here, losing 100,000 with some swings up and down, and until today, this morning, this pretty much explains itself here. Nasty sell-off here after 10:45 in the morning, and now hit a low of 96,767 to kind of test these order blocks here that are at around 96,400 and above. Seems like it's not stopping at all. You can definitely see the next 5-minute candle here breaking down, which could be a bull flag here. Not bull flag, a bear flag, sorry. And perhaps continuing this downward pressure, this bearish divergence that we're seeing here. It's quite shocking, to say the least, on how that all transpired. And as you know, that there's a lot of other things going on too as well, in terms of tariffs. You got here an article from Reuters that was released today, earlier. North American companies brace for fallout from Trump tariffs. Here by Siddharth Kaval. Says here, for North American companies, the quote unquote wait and see moment on tariffs is over. U.S. President Donald Trump imposed a 25% levy on goods from Canada and Mexico, along with a 10% tariff on China, in what could be the opening stages of a full-scale trade war, likely to create new headaches for executives that have been wrangling with higher costs for several years. Tariffs on goods imported from the U.S.'s 3 largest trade partners could upend industries from autos to consumer goods to energy. Executives have been able to deflect questions about dealing with tariffs before Saturday's announcement, and many wanted to avoid antagonizing Trump's White House after he took office. That non-response may no longer be possible. Says here, quote, all CEOs are bewildered by these non-strategic tariffs tantrums being directed at our closest allies instead of adversaries, who said Jeffrey Sonnenfeld, who is a professor at Yale School of Management in New Haven, Connecticut. Numerous global companies will report results this coming week. So you have here Amazon. As a matter of fact, let's go to Earnings Whisper, and we'll take a look at the earnings calendar to see what's going on. Just give it a moment for my slow computer to load up this page. I'm only running on a 1 stick of RAM, 8 gig of RAM here. This 4-year-old computer. This is definitely past due, and we'll be needing a new computer soon. So this is the speed right now, and I'm running on a fast internet speed. You know, it's yeah. So anyway, Earnings Whispered. You're gonna find out what companies are releasing earnings for this week of February 3rd, and he just posted here on the 31st. Perfect. So what do we have here? Big names here this week. So we'll just give a focus on the big ones that we already know about pretty well. You do have Tyson Foods before open on Monday. Kyocera, I haven't heard of that name in such a long time. After close here, you have Palantir. You have the Clorox Company, NXP. Before open Tuesday, you have PayPal, Spotify, Pfizer, Pepsi, Ferrari, Merck, Estee Lauder, Apollo. After close, you have AMD, Alphabet or Google, Snapchat, Chipotle, and Phase Energy, Electronic Arts, Lumen, Prudential. So that's gonna be a big day there. Wednesday you have Uber. Before open you have Uber, Disney. Excuse me. You have Toyota. You have Aurora. I think that's Aurora Cannabis. After close, you have Ford, Qualcomm, ARM, Symbotic. We have Aflac. Thursday before open, you have Lilly, you have Roblox, you have Conoco Phillips, Peloton, Hershey, Yum. And after close, we have Amazon, Elf, Cloudflare, Affirm, Pinterest, and Friday, Canopy Growth. So we're seeing some seen two that are under cannabis companies there, Aurora and Canopy Growth. And SIBO. So those are the names that oh, somebody says here MicroStrategy on Wednesday. So MicroStrategy on February 5th. So that's on a Wednesday after close, but Earnings Whisper says here that it doesn't have any estimates for it, so it isn't on the list. Not that anyone cares about their... What? Let's read this. Not that anyone cares about their earnings. Dang. Oh, what was that about, huh? Interesting. I love that. Love the comment section. Speaking of MicroStrategy, though, Bitcoin. As you already know, if we're seeing this type of sell-off, you're gonna definitely be seeing the miners. All right, you're gonna be seeing miners probably go down a lot more. You're gonna probably see MicroStrategy go down to like 320. Let's go ahead and look at that. Started with MicroStrategy here. As you can see here, it made a big head and shoulders there. We can trace that out here. You got the head. I want to say that that's the shoulder there, but you know, not that my TA is perfect. But it still plays out, and this is actually a wild swing here in my opinion, because you had this at like a low of 333, then swung up all the way to 352.66, then managed at the end of just before the end of market day close on Friday, going as low as 332, consolidating from here, and you can see it kind of like selling off right at the end of our aftermarket close. And now the fact that we're seeing Bitcoin here dropped, I just want to guess, and if Bitcoin does not recover before the 24-hour market's open in about less than 6 hours, then and if it actually maintains below 96,800, then we can see MicroStrategy probably hit around who knows, maybe around 325, right around that area. For example, like let's say like if Bitcoin were to sell off dramatically to like 90,000, or you know what, maybe around 95,000. Just making guesses here. You probably would see MicroStrategy below 320, between 315 and 320. You can imagine the puts at 300 for next Friday's expiration date, that would definitely print so much. As you can tell, like how volatile it actually moves with Bitcoin too as well, as I've noticed for a long time. Then you have Mara, just giving it examples here. Mara here, who took a huge sell-off too as well. At a high of 1940 at market open, as low as 1804, and then consolidating from there. And I'm pretty sure that would definitely lose the $18 level and probably close way below that, maybe 1740 around these order blocks. If not, maybe somewhere around 1770, 1780. But yeah, just overall, the crypto market is seeing a sea of red everywhere, and XRP, and look at that, it just tested this order block here around 250. It actually reached 250, and it was just at a high of over $3, maybe $3.10 a couple of days ago. 250. Talk about a fire sale there. So if these are not just the signs to BTP, then you know what I mean. NFA. Yeah, talk about windows of opportunities. What else is going on here? So there's not much to see right now currently because the futures are not open for commodities and precious metals. But we did see, for example, silver at 32 and change last week. Right now, it looked like it was selling off. We did have a death cross here on the 5-minute chart, so still got these order blocks here showing up around 3110, 3115, or maybe it could hold right above 3120. Still have order blocks here for 3150 and above, so got to see how that opens up. And oil too. Oil last closed at crude oil. Whoa. Oh wow. Well, that's different. Actually, well, I mean, it looks like it's peaking out, but it did create a golden cross instead on the 5-minute. If you look at the higher time frames, yeah, big pop. I didn't even realize this big pop there at the end. For oil, got a signal there. That's on the 69. And then on the 333-minute. Nice bounce off the 200 day period moving average. You got the 9 here curling and bouncing right off of it, which means that it does have potential to actually continue on up and perhaps retest these resistance levels here. Probably this one at 78, and still trying to see if it can actually hit that $80 level right there. If that's the case, then watch out for oil. Also, companies like Oxy, ConocoPhillips too, that has earnings. And you can see this was on a sell-off here too as well on the 333-minute chart. Nasty, pretty nasty. Speaking of oil too, and the way that oil could surge, volatility, I'm thinking the stocks that I have mentioned before a long time ago. CUSA has been one of the companies here that I have talked about for probably almost 2 years, and seeing how this had played out in the past, including that moment back then in 2022 when oil had surged dramatically as high as $130 per barrel, and then seeing HUSA here bounce. Well, actually, I guess you want to call it a mini squeeze from like 145 all the way to like $16, which would be nice to see again. If that were to happen, if there was something, I mean, who knows like what these tariffs would do as well to crude oil, and if crude oil were to surge, let's say for example, if it were to actually do that and surge all the way back to 80 in a quick fashion, you could be seeing a trigger here for HUSA, perhaps hitting back over a 2, and not even 2, you probably get back to like 3 in a short amount of time. And you can see it here on the daily. There's been a bit of a support right above 145 on this 50-day period moving average. So I think these are going to be one to definitely watch after. Maybe put on your watch list. They did file a 8K and an entry into a definitive agreement, regulation FD. There's still a lot of things going on, so but that is what's happening right now currently. Yeah, that's a quick update. Currently, just to check what's going on with Bitcoin again before I go. Looks like there is a bit of a recovery happening, and we'll see what happens. If this is the case, if it all of a sudden starts to spring back, maybe you'll try to hit back over 99,000 and hold. If not, then maybe a fake out. Who knows what can happen? But just prepare yourselves just in case. You already know what to do in order to hedge yourself if anything crazy happens in the markets. And we'll definitely keep in touch and see what happens this week, and big earnings, and I can't even talk right now, but anyways, show some love to this video, and gosh, this is a perfect time for me to go. Love y'all. Take care. Best of luck this week. Please manage your risks, and set your limits. Know where know what you hold, and know where the money is going, so that way you do not miss out on any opportunity. Anyways, I'm out. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video with yours truly, Line of All Trades in the Lion's Den. Take care, peace, and remember that this is not financial advice, and everything that was said here strictly in my opinion, and you know the deal.